Welcome to my beginner guide for 35mm film photography. Whether you've just purchased your own 35mm film camera or you've just shot your first roll of film and it's come back completely black and you're freaking out, this is the video for you. We're going to talk about how these film cameras work, how to shoot with them, how to load your film, where to get your film developed, and how to not completely mess up along the way. So first things first, how does this thing even work? This is my 35mm film camera. It's an Olympus OM10. I do have another video where I go into depth about the different types of 35mm cameras and the best ones for beginners if you did want to check that out before diving into this video if you don't have your own already. But this is a basic SLR 35mm camera, and these cameras take 35mm film. In very basic terms, film cameras work by letting light through the lens, which creates a chemical reaction on the film and essentially burns the image into the film. It's all very magical and scientific. I do think it's important to know the basics of a camera and its parts. So I'm just going to run through some key terms and parts that you might need to know in order to get started. Feel free to skip this part if you do find it boring. This is your camera, and this is your film. Once the film is shot and developed, this film strip becomes a negative. Your aperture is a little adjustable hole inside the lens. The bigger the hole, the more light is let in. The smaller the hole, the less light is let in. Your shutter is something inside the camera that opens and closes and lets light through. And your shutter speed is how long that shutter stays open for. ISO is how sensitive your film is to light. In analog photography, the ISO is built into the roll itself. You'll buy different films with different ISOs depending on the environment you'll be shooting in. But a bit more on that later. A light meter. Most SLRs come with an inbuilt light meter to help you get the correct settings. If your camera doesn't have one, you'll need to buy an external light meter and learn how to use that. Your film advance lever is this thingy here, which pushes your film along. You need to move this after each shot you take. So now that we've got the boring terminology out of the way, I wanted to briefly touch on film stocks. I don't want to go too in depth on this because I do want to make a whole video on the right type of film stock to buy, but it can be a bit of a daunting task if you don't know where to start. Each film stock has a different vibe and different colors to it. It's good to try out lots of different films so you kind of get a gist of what you like. It's quite a personal preference, I think. And certain ones do skin tone better, some ones do landscapes better, some really pop green. So if you're in like a really grassy green area, you're gonna want to go for them. When looking at the ISO number, you want to pick one that is going to suit the weather and lighting of the place that you're going to be shooting in. So ISO 100 is best for sunny days with lots and lots of light. ISO 400 is a really good all-rounder, good place to start. It's very flexible and forgiving. And ISO 800 and above is good for indoors or nighttime shots. I will say the higher you go on your ISO, the grainier your images will be. It's just how it works. So if you're looking for a good place to start, I would recommend Kodak Gold 200, Portra 400, or Ektar 100. You could also go into black and white film like Ilford HP4 or Kodak Tricolor X 400. So now that you've got your camera and your film, you're probably wondering how the hell do I put these together? So here's how to load your film. This is the part that usually makes people the most nervous, which is very understandable, I think. But it's honestly not that bad if you've done it once or twice and you get to know the camera that you're working with. Here's the general process. It will differ slightly camera to camera, but this is the general gist. You open the back of your camera, drop your film canister into the left side, pull the leader across to the take-up spool on the right. Slot it in, wind it a bit, and make sure the teeth are grabbing the holes in the film. Close the back, advance your film with the lever, and shoot blank frames until the counter says 1. And boom, you're ready to shoot. Now, once your film is in the back of your camera, do not open the back of your camera. As soon as light hits that film strip, it's ruined. I've made that mistake plenty of time. Just a handy little tip as well, I keep a roll of film that I have exposed by accident to practice loading film and to test certain cameras to see if they're advancing properly. So if you did want to practice loading film to make sure that you're getting it correct every time, just use an old film roll that you've accidentally exposed. So there is silver linings in it all. So once you've finished your roll, usually takes 24 to 36 photos, you need to rewind your film. There's often a rewind button that you press in and then you rewind it back. This is an automatic process if you have a point and shoot camera. Anyway, you take out the film canister out the back of your camera and you'll find a film lab. When I first started shooting film, I thought it didn't really matter which film lab I took my photos to. I just kind of thought everyone kind of did the same job. But I've found that it really, really matters. Certain places will take way better care of your film and develop your film carefully rather than just trying to get it out the conveyor belt. But to start off with, definitely send off your film. Don't try and do it yourself. It's definitely something you can do down the line. I haven't really tried it yet, but I really want to. But especially for your first couple of rolls, I would take it to a lab. If you're in the UK, I use Take It Easy Film Lab in Manchester, who are a fab, and they take care of my film very well. Just don't take it to your local pharmacy, please. Yeah, so you usually find one online and then you can send it off, or if you're lucky enough to live nearby, you can go and drop it off. You'll have options on how to get your photos back. You can either have fully digital download or you can have physical prints, and the pricing will vary depending on which options you choose. Yeah, and then you'll get it back and it'll be wonderful. You'll see what magic you've created. And then you'll also get your negatives back as well, in case you wanted to reprint them in the future. And yes, sometimes when you get your film back, it's 90% blank and it's not what you expected at all, or there's like 1,000 light leaks in there, but it's all part of the fun and it's a huge learning process. And sometimes the best images you take are the ones you never planned. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little guide to 35mm film photography. I hope you feel a little bit more comfortable with your film camera now and getting started. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'm always replying to my comments and questions, so happy to help wherever I can. And if you've made it this far, when you get your first roll of film back, tag me in your pictures on Instagram. I'm at SamJamShoots, so I'd love to see what you've shot on your first roll. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Give us a like and a subscribe. Bye!